What do I say, like, welcome?
Yeah, less than 15 seconds.
Alrighty, you don't get sweaty doing this?
No, I'm freezing.
My name is Cassie. This is my best friend Elvira with the doll circle.
Check out description link.
Yeah, I started watching Sailor Moon as a kid when there was the Lunar Eclipse Marathon, I think it was called, on Toonami.
I just remember buying Sailor Moon light up shoes. That was like my first moment.
That's the gauge. So I haven't bought anything in 3 years.
New things.
New things. I saw this doll. Very interesting face. It's longer than we're used to.
The face, the nose, like bridge structure, like the nose is placed a lot lower than what we've seen before. And I don't know if that's something that,
it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely unique looking. But comment below though, what do you guys like, dislike about it? So did this come with anything in it?
Oh, she doesn't know, she doesn't know.
Ooh, it comes with little candies. Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
I know.
Oh, look at that.
So we're just going to do an overview of my collection. If you want to see anything more, just like leave a comment. So yeah, this is my doll section. I love dolls. I have whittled it down to my favorites, ones that I feel are very like accurate to the show. And they're funny faces. They're ones from back in the day, so there's mixed feelings on them. But for me, when I look at them, I'm just at KB Toys. I'm a child, and I'm happy. This is my first one, Jupiter. I got her on Christmas. Love my Super Sailor Moon, or I'm sorry, Eternal Sailor Moon. These are all of the Puchichara that I kept. Same thing with this Twinkie Dolly set. There was a million of them, and they're so nicely made for how tiny they are. I love them, but again, I had to kind of cut it down. So these are my absolute favorites now. And this is my Luna P section, one of my favorites. Got all kind of little doodads in here. This is one of my favorites. It's a chopstick holder. She's probably the highlight of this section. Kind of uncommon, you don't see her too often. We have the shinies. So I think if you're a Sailor Moon collector, one of your favorite things are going to be the props, the actual magical items. And for the longest time I didn't have any of these because they were only the vintage releases. But they finally started making newer versions, and now we have a bunch of versions. So I was finally able to kind of get my hands on all these amazing pieces. We've got a pin set back here, or a little charm set. There's some makeup. I love the Neptune mirror. It's probably one of my favorite items. These two sections are one of my favorites. I just personally love the dark blue box version. I love how it looks. I love how it all comes together. These are two of my favorites. Little locket. And you'll see I am propping my moons with other moons. I got my VHS and other things back there. I love these. They're one of my favorites. I think if I were to have to sell my collection, these would be one of the last things to go. I just think they're so beautiful. The colors are awesome. They're incredibly accurate. I don't know, I love them so much. And then these match them so well, but these were released in I think 2014, 15, something like that. But they are also one of my favorite items. They were affordable. They were like 20 bucks. I just think it's awesome how well the colors kind of match from vintage to modern. They had announced the Ichiban Kuji set, and we all just, honestly, the moon world went wild. So yeah, she's one of my favorites. And again, it just reminds me of that time where we were all just living our best moon lives. We couldn't believe what we were getting. And I just want to get in my moon space, and I just want to kind of just get that vibe and that like childlike feeling. This is where I go. Another part of collecting that I really like is how you place your items. I think that's a really cool part of it. So I really love this section. The pointers, those are another thing we all lost our minds on. This is actually the original here.
I saw my Mars one.
Yeah, she's Mars, I'm Jupiter. We generally at least keep our character. If we were to sell anything, our character was the last that we would sell.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so the stick and rod, this was, okay, so I love this set. I did end up selling most of the others. I did only keep basically Sailor Moon and Chibi Moons. But they were really well made. Oh, and there's some over here. These are actually the outers, but I think these are some of the best bang for your buck because they were like $10 each. So the plushies in the back, I don't tend to keep a lot of plushies. I don't buy plushies, but this set, I went to Japan by myself in 2014. It was awesome. It was a huge experience for me, and this was probably the first Sailor Moon item I bought. And I also just appreciate the box because plushies, as we know, get dusty. This is my little Jupiter shrine. So she is 100% the reason I started watching Sailor Moon. I saw her in the clip of a marathon, and I became instantly obsessed. And it's funny because I realized I relate to her a lot. Like I said, if everything had to go, it would be hardest to get rid of any Sailor Jupiter stuff. This one, me and Elvira, we went toy hunting at this like collector's house, and it was really fun because like we actually had to like dig for it. That was one of the most like toy hunting I think I felt, because we literally
no, she had just a plethora of boxes of just weird stuff. I don't even think she knew what she had, to be honest with you. She was like, just dig whatever, and we're like, okay.
I remember the day, and I just, that was a really fun feeling. It was good times. All we really cared about that time was collecting, so I love her. And she actually talks. I've never put batteries in her, but she's just gorgeous. I just love looking at her. Oh, and another funny thing about this, I remember being like, oh dang, I don't have the wand, but you know what? And one day the wand fell out of her her skirt. I look at her and I'm there with my friends and hunting, and and so first Japan, or no, when I went to Japan by myself, and I remember going and getting this one with a friend. Again, I love this set. These are just awesome. If I had to suggest like a figure or something to anybody, it would just be these girls' memories. They are so well painted, they're beautiful, and they're affordable. They're like $20, $25. So that's actually the second item I need to complete my collection forever, is I need Saturn. And again, toy hunting, I don't want to just go on eBay and buy it. Yes, I can go on eBay and buy it for like $45. Gotcha. But I actually found all of these at Books A Million. Rest in peace. So again, you could order these things online, but for a while I had it in my head that I could support this huge corporation by buying Sailor Moon stuff. My mom got me these, so yeah, basically. Oh, I've had these little tiny guys since I was a little girl. I love them. Again, goofy, but I've had them since I was a child, so they will always be with me, God willing. Oh, one thing I'll just touch on is the figure arts.
Yeah, I got rid of mine.
Most of them, up until like, I don't know, Tuxedo Mask. I had them all like, and they just had to go. Which, Tuxedo Mask I traded for these two.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So he had a moment. That's my Jupiter little section. I love her so much. And then down here, these are not, again, like not crazy high-end items or anything, but this is where I get my childhood fantasy. I got these when I was a kid, but I just love these. Again, like I'm sure if you're young and if you're into Sailor Moon, these things may or may not hit the same way that they hit me, but like I'm there. I'm in the 90s, I'm in the early 2000s, and life is good. There is not problems in the world. And I honestly actually like how these plushies are displayed.
Yeah, I like the boxes.
This is kind of like a layered space here. This is my manga. So this is the only manga I have other than the individuals. Here, I'll just take these all out. Again, little plushies that I've kept just because they are moon memories. I do love these, and I'll take them out just to show.
Oh, I used to have that one.
It's really cute.
Aww.
They have their little items with them. Look at the Mars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll take out the Mars. So yeah, I've kept these because I think they're unique in the way that they actually had their little items with them. So, and I got them in Japan the first time we all went. Yeah, I like these a lot. I do keep them in bags. Obviously, it's like not the most beautiful thing on earth, but
they're well preserved.
They're well preserved. So this is literally worth like $0. And why is it in a baseball trading card? Because I used to wear it. I remember me and my grandma finding this somewhere. I don't know where, but it's an actual real item. I thought it was like a bootleg maybe for the longest time. It's like I think it was a Gashapon series necklace, but I love it so much, and it's got Luna P on it.
Aww.
And then you'll see that it does have the Bandai 1994 China, and like so it's authentic. This is probably a really good example of like a moon memory. Literally has next to no value, but it's in a baseball card. It's displayed here. I just love it. I love these. I still actually I misspoke. I want to finish this set. And I think I have like 6 more to go. They may not be the best translations. You know, they're probably saying not 100% accurate, and there's debates with translations all over, but just the art in itself, I think is really awesome. And to just have a comic that is, you know, from back in the day, that's Sailor Moon. Really cool. This used to be my Bible. I remember buying this at a store. Again, you guys got to remember that back in the day we did not have access to stuff. There was literally almost nothing, but I loved how it just like showed all the characters, their information. This is basically like a role-playing book, but it lists out all the powers of everybody. Other than that, these are pretty much just like art books. I still don't know if this is authentic or not. This has been the debate forever. So comment below if you know or not. So the art books are normally hardcover from what I understand, if they are Japanese and they are real, but however there was like apparently like a Chinese version. I don't know, I think it's fake, but my gosh, if it's
that
fake.
Looks so good for being fake.
I know, I don't know. I've never been able to really know. I think it's supposed to have some like...
Oh, like printed
something
words,
is supposed to be here. Yeah, I think like a clear something. I don't know. Again, if anybody knows.
It looks pretty
like,
though.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, so for bootleg, if it's bootleg, my gosh. Really, really, really beautiful. I love that. But again, at least I get to look at the art. These I love. I've also had them since I was a kid. They're just kind of like episodes. It breaks down the episodes. I love this. It's so cool.
Oh, I love the colors. It's so vivid.
I know. It's like, I don't know. You don't get that these days. This is something purely, I feel, of like the 90s.
90s. It's very 90s-esque.
Yeah. So, I don't know. For me, that's what it's all about. Oh my gosh, I got this. It doesn't work anymore.
Mine doesn't work either.
I know, it worked for the longest time, but it doesn't work anymore. But again, of little value to anybody, but I got this at a Walgreens as a kid. And I remember getting it at a Walgreens. It's my last section. It probably just looks like a bunch of nothing. And it kind of is. Again, very little value here monetarily.
It's mismatched, but it flows though. It's like I feel like there's so much to look at. I want to look at everything. Yeah. Like I want to touch it all.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly kind of what I intended to do. This is my section where I just sit and I just look at the stuff. And I don't know if it's because of this, but I feel like I'm in like a Sailor Moon bedroom. I feel like this is what Usagi's room would look like with her like communicator just sitting there, or I don't know. This vibe of this section in particular makes me really, really happy. I like the fact that I can just, because a lot of my collection's like boxed and can't really touch and play with it, but I like that I can just grab and play with like whatever. And you know, I love these, the toothbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of the meaning of this whole section, is that it's really not anything in particular, but just stuff that you can like grab and play. Another thing I stopped collecting was the DVDs. It's streamable on Hulu right now. I would probably just buy the digital versions. I just didn't want to. They're lovely. They're well made. Viz did a great job, but I'm just keeping the first season for now. So that was something that I did keep. These though, these were pretty cool. Just from like the first two booklets. They're packed up, so I'm not really enjoying them. So that's another example of like, what do I keep these forever in plastic, or do I enjoy them? So. Stuff like that.
Sometimes it's better just to open it if you think you're going to sell it and it's not really like, let's say, worth a ton of money where you can retire. Right. You know, sometimes it is better just to open it and look at it and enjoy it for that second, you know?
I know. That may be on the list for that, because yeah, that's kind of very that. Another favorite of mine is, I love these. I've, again, had these since I was a little girl. This store still exists here, Acme. I remember getting it with my grandma. So these just, I love these so much. They're little dressable figures. Again, of very little value, but just really cool. And you can even see like it's aged. The plastic is aged.
But that just, I don't know, you know what I mean? It just adds something special to it though, because you know it's been loved and looked at.
Absolutely, I feel the same way. It's like instantly you look at this and you know it's had a life. I love these. I have not opened them, but they are the remint, little tiny.
I regret not buying the whole case.
I love them. I have the sweets one too.
I regret not buying that case as well.
They're really awesome, and those are one of those things that I'm, for whatever reason, preserving until I have another way to display them, because they are so tiny. But for now, I just love looking at the art. They're just, they're really cute, and I love tiny things. So that Sailor Moon and Tiny Things remint, I've always loved remint.
Oh, remint is, especially with the Rilakkuma sets and like the, there's so many now with like Hello Kitty, everything. It's just, suck me in.
Here's a little mini Jupiter Shrine too. But I also kind of just want to talk about the new manga. I thought, so this was a gift, someone bought this for me. So this is the newest edition of the Sailor Moon manga translation. It is very good. It's supposedly, I obviously don't know much about translations, but it's as good as it gets for translations. And so I thought I was gonna buy all of them once this was gifted to me, but they're like 25 bucks. So I don't think I'll be buying them, but I do appreciate.
The cover art is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. We got some glitter. They're very beautiful. It's large. So I suggest if you haven't bought a manga set yet, do this. This is the way to go. Oh my gosh, really cool like cliff notes. And they describe in here why these girls were renting a video. They had to explain to the youngins what a VHS store was.
Real? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because they're like, why are these girls like basically renting video cassettes?
What?
So yeah,
that's so
if you want to feel ancient, here you go. But it's really cool. I love that they just kind of like, they're just describing things. So I bet for just these descriptions themselves, it's worth buying this edition. So yeah, highly recommend if you have not bought your manga yet. Oh, and gotta shout out to my girl Elfire!
Well, Box Lunch has some nice things though. If you guys are shopping for current things in the US, like Box Lunch. Hot Topic again, yes, has like the jewelry and stuff, but Box Lunch got the nice fancy stuff.
That's really true. And I every time I walk in there, that dust light. Yeah, every time I go in there, there's something new, awesome, like really nice elevated stuff. Like this is so cool. This is actually the Sailor Moon Crystal. It's a little teapot set. Box Lunch is killing it. They're doing amazing merchandise. You can go into any store or go online. Really cool stuff that I think they're just killing it. Honestly, if I were to be buying a lot of Sailor Moon stuff right now, I'd probably be going to Box Lunch before even like ordering like Japanese merchandise right now because it's accessible and really nice. I love this. Again, it was 90 cents in Japan or whatever, 90 yen, I don't know. But I
love paper dolls. It's so cute.
Aren't they really cute? I love
my gosh.
this.
I love the color. Again, 90s colors. I love
You don't get colors like this anymore, guys. You just don't. This is what we grew up on.
Do people not like Vivid? Is that old now?
I don't know what the children like. I don't know what the children like, but we like Vivid. We are from the 90s. And yeah, no, I agree. I think just the colors themselves make these awesome. So yeah, again, random little thing, but I love it.